Okay, so let's try to continue further. So I simply say SQL connection cn equal to new SQL connection I just mentioned, and if you just observe it, I was saying like I need to set a SQL command object as a parameter, whereas here we are trying to use data view. Then how this is going to be possible means we take the support of SQL command, some cmd equal to SQL command. You can just write the name of the table, say for example select star from products. I just mentioned the connection. Okay, we can just specify this particular connection. Then what happens is automatically one second. Okay. Okay, then what happens is a command object is prepared. I create a data adapter also. We know one thing, that data adapter is a collection of command objects. So a collection of 5 command objects makes one single data adapter. That we should always remember. In spite, a SQL command object is going to be a connection oriented model object. Since your data adapter is going to be a collection of commands only, which is used for transferring data, once I define a data adapter like this, then this data adapter cannot perform any of the tasks. Means it can't be used for retrieving the data, it can be used for manipulating the data. Just we are saying that I have something called as DA, which is a data adapter that can be passed the data from a database to the data set if the command of the adapter object has been set properly. That's the meaning of the previous statement. Now if you wanted to fill the data, what I need to do is, my data adapter is having n number of objects, like say command like select command, or we have something like say insert command, which is going to accept an argument of type SQL command and all. Now for retrieving the data, I need the select command, so I just simply say data adapter dot select command equal to command. So once I just mentioned that the data adapter dot select command equal to command, then what happens is I can just simply specify a data set, and once I define a data set object, I say data adapter dot fill of my DS and whatever the table names. Okay, data adapter dot fill of DS comma products. That's the table name which I'm just using it. And once I just define that, I define a data view. Okay, div equal to new data view. I simply say ds dot tables of 0. Now we have defined a data view, and this particular view object has to be set as a cache for me. So first what we try to do is we try to create an object for the SQL cache dependency. So what is the name of the object you wanted to use it? The name of the SQL cache dependency object, I say for example SCD, and on what object you wanted to set it. You can just observe it. I need to pass a SQL command object only. You don't have anything like Oracle cache dependency and you pass Oracle object. You need to use always SQL commands only. So I just pass a command object, and once I just pass this particular command object, what I try to do is I say cache dot insert of, the key is MySQL data, and what is the value you want to assign means the data view. What is the cache dependency name is SCD. Once I just mentioned this thing, I would like to provide this information directly, and I say lbl header dot text equal to, okay, lbl header dot text equal to data is loaded from the database. I just mentioned this option. Else what I try to do was I give a statement saying that LBL header data is loaded from the cache. So this is the information which I just try to pass on. And once I just updated this particular data, then what I try to do was I simply say grid view 1 dot data source equal to dv and grid view 1 dot data bind. Okay, so this is the statements which I just try to pass on. So depending upon those particular things, what we can do is we can just try to set the cache. Okay, now I just make this as a point from where I wanted to just start the debugging. I make this as a startup page. I try to execute this. Okay, we got this particular thing. I'm just trying to check out now. So it's going to go for the connections. So the connection has been established with the database. The command object data adapter define the command object for the data adapter data set. I'm just filling the data. Okay. Now what happened is the data has been filled to the client and define the data view. Cache dependency object is created. Cache has been set. I get a message called as data is loaded from the database, and I'm assigning the grid view data source. I just try to bind the data. Once it is binded, I just come out of the page load. So we got some message saying that data is loaded from the database, and this is the information you have here. No, cache will always be maintained on the server only. This is server-side caching, Suresh. As a result, what happens is this particular cache will be maintained at the server. By default, for any ASP.NET form that you're going to use it, what happens is it will be implicitly setting a cache at the client system. You don't have to specifically do anything. And whatever we are discussing from past 3 classes or three sessions are server-side caching. So that once a cache has been set for one particular user, then what happens is the content of that particular cache will be given as a response for any number of users and all. So I just click on refresh.